Good morning. Good morning. This is Doing Relationships Right. I'm Jennifer Hurvitz, and I'm back. I can't believe I'm back. It's been a really long time since I did a new episode, and here we are. I don't know what day it is. I usually say, oh, it's Tuesday morning, it's Podcast Tuesday, but I don't know when I'm starting, and I'm not really sure. So, hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited. I always say that all the time. I'm super excited, but I really am really excited for today's guest, my first guest back, Holly Walsh. Hi, Holly.
Hi, Jennifer. Thanks
How
for
are
having me on
you? How
today.
are you?
Really good.
Oh, good, good, good.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit about you, and then you can tell me if this is all good. Okay, so you're, first of all, I love this. You're alcohol free, sober.
Yes.
So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about sober dating, and you have a
Yeah.
new app and a new everything that I cannot wait to talk about. You're also a coach, right?
Yeah.
Can I read? I'm
Yeah.
going to read this. I love this. Holly is a coach that believes that stories have the power to inspire and uplift. I copied this off your website because I loved it. Her life journey has been a roller coaster of experiences, but through it all, she's emerged stronger, more resilient, and ready to help others navigate the complexities of life. Oh, I love that. I just love that.
Mm.
And you also explain, I have so many questions. You also just got accredited a diploma for coaching and positive psychology. Is that right?
Yes, that's
Oh
right.
my God. And then something else, you're like a sober coach. You can get accredited to be a sober coach.
Yeah. So the course that I did is accredited by the international coaching bodies.
Love it.
Yeah. So I did the positive psychology diploma, and then I also did the alcohol-free course. Yeah.
God. Okay. So let's start at the beginning. How did this start? Let me hear a little bit of your story and just tell me, like, what's up? I can't wait to hear.
Okay. I don't really know where to begin. I mean,
You started dating. Did you start? What
uh,
what got you to the, I guess, how did you get to the sober? How
yeah.
did that happen? How did you decide one day
So
I'm just gonna wake up and do
yeah.
this sober?
I I think like so many mums, I was a definite victim of mummy wine culture.
Me too.
We were told that it was okay to drink at home alone as long as the kids were in the bath, because then you're not really alone. And we all
Right.
had the coasters, didn't we? And the posters in our houses, and everywhere it was, happy
You're so
house
right.
runs on Prosecco.
Oh my God.
It just everywhere. We were indoctrinated, and everybody was doing it, and it was normal. But actually, looking after young children with a hangover is really, really tricky.
Right.
And I
It
feel like
is.
that advertising was definitely created by probably men. Um, sorry to say it.
Totally.
Um, and I moved behind a pub. Obviously, in Britain, we have quite a big pub culture
Yes.
over here.
I love it.
And yeah, so that was when my little boy was born, and my kind of release or my version of self-care was to go and get completely plastered at the pub every Friday night.
Yeah.
But then I'd spend Saturday being really poorly. I was never a good drunk, and I could never handle the booze, and that always made me poorly. But I just kept doing it and doing it. And after 8 years, I thought there's got to be more to life than this. I
Oh,
was had been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, put on antidepressants.
me too. Same.
Um, yeah, I just felt like I was on a complete hamster wheel. I'd get wasted on a weekend, spend Monday to Thursday recovering, and then go out with the girls again on the Friday. And I was working part time. I'd reduced my hours at work to try and do childcare as well. But obviously, that led to like opportunities for midweek
Sure,
drinking.
sure, sure.
And when the pandemic hit, I
Oh,
mean, I was on two bottles of wine a day.
you're right. And you know what though, Holly? I think that that's, I don't want to say normal, but I think a lot of us that are moms, I mean, that's like what we do. Like it's like, day drinking and we drink with our friends and it's like, and it just, you're right. It became like the norm. I mean,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't think that you're abnormal I mean, I think that that's what happens. Like we're just like, oh, it's wine. It's fine. We're home with I get
Yeah,
it. I
and
get it.
and everybody's doing it, aren't they? So
Yes.
it was fine. I just think though you get to the age where I'm 45 now. I'm perimenopausal, and I just couldn't handle a
No,
hangover. And
no.
weirdly enough, I started to do periods of abstinence in 2022, and then every time I drank again after like say 4 weeks off or 6 weeks off, I found I got very drunk very very quickly, and I was extremely sick the night I got home from drinking.
Oh, that's no fun.
So no, it's
And
no fun for me. It
no,
was no fun for my husband.
no. You know what? it's no fun. I mean, it's fun until it's not, right? I mean, like,
Yeah,
I know,
this is it.
I know. Oh my
And
gosh.
I think they say now, don't they, that really nobody beyond the age of 30 should be drinking because
Yes.
your brain just can't regenerate in the same way. Your body just can't recover in the same way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it came to a very natural end. I definitely wanted to do it, but I found it extremely tough because my entire life was built around brunches, prosecco. I mean, it would be my birthday. Every birthday card on my wall would be a reference to drinking. I was the girl that drank all the time.
Okay.
So kind of
Yeah.
had to completely change, well, not change my identity, but kind of dig deep, find out like who am I inside deep down. So yeah, I went on a lot of soul searching, joined a lot of amazing communities. I've made some incredible sober friends. And I do lots of kind of meetups and go to festivals where there's no alcohol and kind of
Okay. I
have
have
my life, but
questions.
in the sober space.
Yes. Yes. I love this, but I have a question for you. So, did you lose friends when you got sober? Did your friends change or did they just not drink? I'm always so curious about this because I don't really drink, but I have friends that are like really that's what they do. They drink, that's their thing. So I just never know like how does that progress? Like, did you lose friends? Did
It,
it?
to be honest, that was the hardest part of the whole
Oh,
thing. Yeah. I
yeah,
had to really distance myself from people that I'd been spending every single weekend with for 10 years. And it was painful. I don't think they fully understood. I think they felt slightly like I was doing them a disservice, a bit like, Holly's on this journey now and she's kind of keeping us at arm's length. But I just had to. But
you
I
have
just
to.
had you got to, I always say this, you have to protect your sobriety at whatever cost.
Oh, I love that.
That's
I'm
what
going to
I
use
was
that. Yeah.
doing.
You got to protect your
Mm,
sobriety. That is so true. You
mm,
can't put
you
yourself in
know,
places that you're going to be, you know, tested.
exactly.
Yep.
And last year I did have a few drinks on a few occasions. I never got drunk, but every single one of those occasions was with the old groups of friends in the old environment. So I knew then that actually I'm not strong enough to do this. I need to keep my distance until I'm in a place where I can do it, and your interests change so much and your hobbies change and we all get into yoga, meditation, breath work, we all want
Uh-huh.
to go vegan, we
It's kind of,
start
but it's a good
stop
thing.
buying shampoo from the
Yes.
supermarket. You just become so highly aware of everything you put into your body and on your skin. That we're all like this little cult of ex-drinkers.
Isn't it so fun? It's just so interesting to me because I feel like that was the same way with my divorce. Like, kind of when I got
Hmm.
divorced, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
nobody, it like changed my friend group. It changed, people didn't understand. I don't think you get it anything until you go through it. Like, you can totally sympathize. Oh, I can understand. But empathy is such, a different place where you can't get it. And it's not their
Yeah.
fault. But at the same time, I totally like self care, like having to distance yourself and going into the yoga and all that. I love it. I mean, I think that's
Yeah.
amazing. I
Yeah.
just, yeah, it's great. So, did it change your relationship with how old is your son? Do you mind me asking? He's 9.
Yeah. My son is 9 and my
I know.
daughter's 20.
Oh my God. Okay. First of all, you
Yeah.
looked, if everyone's watching this, I thought maybe you're 30, 30. You look fantastic. I need to know what you're doing on your skin. That's first. So you have a 20-year-old and a 9-year-old. And
Yeah, I was married before.
yep,
That was a horrible abusive
yes,
relationship.
horrible.
That's probably a story for another podcast.
You'll come back. We'll talk about that too. We can get into that. That's all I talk about all day is horrible. But no,
Yeah.
we're trying to do relationships right here. But I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes it's just a common thread.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my
Yeah.
guests are divorced or have been through narcissistic abuse. And
Mm.
it's a mess. Anyways, so back to where did so then you started your coaching.
So because I joined an app called Dry, which is a sober community, there was a guy who was helping run that called Andy Ramage.
Okay.
So he's really big in the sober space and he'd always been an inspiration for me. And he was running a coaching course and I just said, I'm just going to do it. I need something in my life to change dramatically. I'm just going to go and do it.
And you did.
Don't know where it came from. And I threw myself into it. It was a 6-month course and I just loved it. It was
Oh,
intense. It was fantastic. I mean, my day job in recruitment suffered a lot. I'm not going to lie.
yeah.
So my income kind of went down, but the amount of self-development I did at a personal level whilst learning to become a coach was astounding. And then it benefited my children, my husband, my sisters, my mum. We've all managed to strengthen our relationships because of the way that I feel I now know how to speak to people.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's amazing. I think and so then,
yeah,
wait, this is like the coolest thing. So, first of all, sober dating, quote unquote, sober dating is like a
yes,
trend
yeah,
now. It's a big trend.
yes,
So it's like,
yes,
it's not about just going to the bar and having drinks or about like, which is what I did on almost every one of my dates, ironically
yeah,
enough. Back
yeah,
when I was dating, it was like, oh, let's
yeah,
meet for drinks. Let's meet for drinks. And then everything changes, right? I mean, like he's been drinking, I've been drinking, things, it's just the whole relationship is different
yeah,
when there's alcohol involved.
absolutely.
I mean,
I did my fair share of online dating when I got divorced before I met my husband, and I got drunk on every date.
yeah,
I've got horror stories. I know what it's like to be on a date and be drunk
yeah,
and be the idiot, be the victim, be the person who doesn't feel safe. There's so much. And I always say, like, your mum always tells you when you're a little kid, don't take sweets from strangers. But someone should be telling adults, don't get drunk with a stranger. Like, if you think about what you're doing, you're going to meet somebody you've never met before, and you're putting yourself in the most vulnerable position, letting your guard down. It's actually insane to think
yes.
about drinking on a first date.
You know
And
what? I
also,
agree.
surely you want to show up as your authentic self just to stop any time wasting. You want to show this person who you are. You want to know who they really are. And you do an activity that makes you tick and that you love doing. But
Yep.
nobody really wants to go for a drink.
I know, right? It's so boring. And it's so
So
like, oh, let's
boring.
do it again. And then who pays for the drink? I tell my clients all the time, I'm like, look, there's no drinking on the first date, period. Like, do your thing. But like, I completely agree with you. Like, just show up as your authentic self. You don't, if you need to have a drink, I don't know if that says anything, but like, I think that we can all go without a drink on the first, second, third date. I just
Yeah,
do something like an activity. I tell them, go
yeah,
bowling or ice skating or, something
mm,
fun and just put
yeah,
yourself in. I love where you're coming from. I totally agree. I
yeah.
think it's
Because
awesome.
people are kind of saying, to go on a date, I need to have a drink and I need to lose a
Yeah.
little bit of who I am and become a generic person. Like,
Uh,
it doesn't make any sense at all.
no.
And then you end up, having second dates because you're like, well, did I actually like them or not? Well, I'm not really sure. I don't remember. And
Right.
and this is another thing. I know that a lot of my single friends say, well, dating's so time consuming. Well, it's not time consuming if you meet somebody for a coffee for half an hour. It's
Exactly
time
right.
consuming if you use your Friday night, you go and get hammered, you're poorly the next day, and then you need to go on another date because you can't remember.
I love you. I literally, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Like, you're
Yeah,
wasting so much time. Like, you're just wasting
yeah,
time. And I believe that a first date should be called a meet anyway, like meet 20 minutes for coffee, ice cream, just a quick hello. People spend so much time and energy on this first date and they end up, you're right, one drink, two drink, three drink. And then they're like, well, did I like that guy? Was I even,
yeah.
you know, I
You know what?
totally,
You're right. First meet is a much better way of putting it because you meet somebody and you know within 10, 15 minutes whether or not there's going to be something there. But what is the point in texting back and forth and
oh,
just all this nonsense? And what's the point in putting makeup on and booking a
get
babysitter and all that stuff? You don't know if you're going to like someone till you've just had your
preach.
physical proximity, to
Exactly
each other,
right.
and you've got your energies. Do they match? Don't they match? You're going to
Yeah.
know. I
I
mean, you're
mean,
not you're not going to know if you're half cut.
that's you know what that's so true. And then also you have to worry about like, how do I get home? Do I take an Uber? Does he drive me? Then you put yourself in this vulnerable position where you're drunk or, I've like, and now what? Right. I tell my clients all the time, like, you don't know this person. You don't know this person. And they'll be like, well, I talked to him for 3 weeks during, we texted back and forth. I'm like, what? None of that. Like, there's no reason to have all of that and then you know what I'm saying? Because if you get in person and it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then you've wasted all your time. I totally agree with you, you know?
Mm,
So then also, I know that on the dating apps now, you can put like vegan,
mm.
sober, don't do whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you went one step further and you did something really cool. And so tell us what's happening.
Well, I mean, for ours, well, for the app that we're building, we don't want anybody to have to identify it as anything
I love it.
because I do not believe in labels, full stop. And I don't think somebody should have to declare whether they're sober or
I agree.
sober curious. And also, there are plenty of people out there who like to have a wine with a meal in a civilized manner, but definitely don't want to have a drink on a first date.
That's me.
But they're
100%.
labeled as completely boring. Like my best friend in the world said to me about a month ago, I really like this guy. But he only wants to go for a date on a Sunday because of work and I can't go. And I said, well, why can't you go? She said, well, I've got work the next day. I went, and she said, well, I'll have to drink. I said, why will you have to drink? And she said, well, because if I don't have a drink, he'll think I'm really boring.
Oh,
And honestly,
wow.
like, I think if you're between 40 and 50 and you want to get in the dating scene, if you say, I'm sober, I don't drink, anything like that,
I
you
agree.
lose a lot of attention from people.
I totally agree. And you know what else? There's all these different things now, like sober curious, sober, California sober. I don't even know what that means. I heard it the other day. Someone's like, well, I'm like, what's that mean? You smoke? I can't even wrap my head around what this just either.
Oh, is it having a joint instead of having a
Exactly.
beer?
That's exactly right. So it's like, they're like,
Hey,
okay,
have you heard of zebra striping in London?
no, what is that?
Yeah, you have an alcoholic drink and then you have a non-alcoholic drink, and then you have an alcoholic drink and a non-alcoholic drink.
Okay. What's that called?
Zebra striping.
Zebra striping.
Zebra. Sorry, it's my accent.
Oh, zebra,
Zebra.
zebra. Is this
Oh,
like,
sorry,
is
zebra.
it, the, is it,
Yeah,
wait,
like
like the
Melbourne.
animal? Like the animal, like the
Yeah,
black and white. Okay,
yeah, the
gotcha. I'm like
animal.
zebra. I'm like, that
Yeah.
is a zebra. Duh. Hello, Jennifer. I mean,
Uh,
I haven't had my coffee yet. It's early here. I'm dying. I can't believe it. So now you've made an app.
so
You have an app.
um, we don't have the app
Oh,
yet.
it's coming
No,
soon.
sorry. We have the landing page.
Okay.
We have the Instagram
Yes, I
page.
love it.
And we're actually so my husband already has a tech company, so he's helping me with this. And the other guy that's helped me already built a successful dating app and sold it for quite a bit. So we're on the right
Okay.
footing.
Awesome.
But I really I'm at the moment I'm looking for a co-founder to do it with, because I'm got quite a lot on my plate with my coaching.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to start training to become a yoga teacher in
Oh
January
my God,
because
Holly.
I'm going to be I'm running with 2 retreats next year and I want to run lots of retreats and be able to teach my own yoga on the retreats.
Okay.
So
Will you let
I've
me
got a
know?
lot of,
Send me, I
yeah,
want an invitation. I would love to do that. That's not, I mean, I need
yeah,
to, that's amazing. I love yoga retreats. I do Pilates too, but yoga's like,
yeah,
it's the best. Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
So this, okay, can I say the name of the app or no?
Yeah, sure. It's
It's
well at the moment it's just sodadate.com.
Soda Dates.
Yeah, it's just the landing page at the moment.
Yep. But I love the
Uh
Instagram. The Instagram page is all purple
yeah.
and white and I love it.
Yes.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
great.
thank you.
Yeah. It's kind of like that app. Like I think there are apps that are specifically for like you don't have to label yourself because you just if you're on the app, right? Like there's
Yeah.
actually something called oh positive whatever positive for
Mhm.
if you have herpes. Like you just go on this app and everyone because you don't have to say I have herpes. Everybody knows. Do you see what I'm saying?
I mean, that is a dating app for
I know
I mean, there's one
everything.
for farmers in the
I
UK.
know farmers
If
here
you're a
too.
farm,
Yes, here too. Farmers.
oh,
I mean,
I love it.
I
Like
know
they're
the
their own breed of person, farmers.
I think they are actually. I think they are.
I think they
I'm
might
not.
be.
I'm not being mean. I'm just saying. I just like,
Yeah.
you think to yourself if you put yourself in a better position, if you set yourself up for success, right? So
Yeah.
like, why
Yeah.
would you? I always tell my Jewish friends because I'm Jewish. I'm like, just go on J date. If you only want to date a Jewish guy, what are you doing? Like, don't waste
Yeah.
everybody's time. Go on the app that gives you the niche, right?
Yeah,
It's just
definitely.
so much
So
better.
if
So
you
I
want to go on a date and you don't want to be, someone turning up smelling of alcohol, half drunk and feeling vulnerable, this is going to be the place to go.
oh my God, I love
Um,
it.
and you know what? 1 in 3 people in the world globally drink. So that means 2 in 3 people in the world globally don't drink. So I'd say that's a pretty big market for
Yeah.
people that want to go on a sober date.
I think it's a huge
Um,
market. I
yeah.
think it's amazing. And I think that a lot of people, you're right. They don't want to say I'm sober because it's like a stigma of like that you're bored or boring or that you're not up to party. And like I hate
Or
that.
yeah, or that you like, or you're an ex-addict or something. People are
Right.
worried about being thought of like that as well.
Right. Oh, I never yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's just the whole thing is just you're
Yeah,
making it so much more more positive to be
yeah,
sober. I think it's really
yeah,
great. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay, so tell me a couple more things. First of all, I have to ask you a couple questions. These are
go
just
for it.
personal. Okay, right now, what is your favorite TV show or something that you binge, or do you watch TV or Netflix or something? What's your favorite?
You're gonna laugh.
I can't wait.
Okay, we're obsessed with Young Sheldon.
Oh my God, I love it. So it's a great show, isn't it? Young Sheldon. I didn't
Oh,
realize that it was that Sheldon's the guy from the Big Bang
The Big
character.
Bang Theory.
I had
Yeah,
no idea. That's awesome.
it's all the characters in it. Mimo, she's amazing. Mary, the mom, just the humor. I love it, and I can watch it with my little boy, and we
Oh,
watch it on loop, on repeat.
oh my God, I love
And
it.
if I don't put that on, he's got Henry Danger on, and I can't
What
cope
is
with
Henry
Henry
Danger?
Danger.
What is that?
Oh, it's just
It's some kind of like
it's
kid thing.
this Henry Danger and Captain Man. It's very popular with 9-year-old boys.
I wouldn't know. My boys are one of them's upstairs sleeping. It's probably like, Mom, you're kidding me right now. He's 20. And then I have
Um,
a 22. I can't believe how old my kids are, Holly. I don't know how this
oh,
happened. Well, you have a
22.
20-year-old, you blink. It's like you
I
blink and all of a sudden
know.
they're 20. I'm like, oh, but you probably look like
Yeah, but
sisters.
I did it again.
Yeah, you did. I'm
So
like, what?
I, I know. So I'm going to be doing a school run until I fully have grey hair.
But that will keep you so young, I think. I'm so
Yeah.
jealous. And when my kids left, I was like, what am I going to do now? Like, my whole life was them, you know? So I wrote a couple
Yeah.
books and I figured, we'll see. I
Oh,
love it. I'm so
empty
excited.
nest syndrome.
It's the worst.
It's
Empty
real.
nesting.
Well, my mum has that, yeah, from my sister left home and then she was like, what do I do now? And that
Yeah,
also motivated me to, really forge ahead with like doing a career that I really want that I can do until I drop dead, basically. I don't have to
absolutely.
retire now.
Yep. It's me too. I know. I feel although sometimes I do feel like
Mm.
I'm going to drop dead. I'm like, if I have to do one more social media post, I feel like it's like just so all encompassing, but it's good.
Yeah,
We're doing people a service. So
yeah,
okay, Holly, tell
exactly.
me this. I have another question. So we did your tell. Is there a movie that you want to see or are you even go to movies anymore? I don't even go to movies.
I go to movies with Kit. So
Yeah.
anything that's
A
a
kid really.
12 or a 12A we have here, or a
Oh,
PG or a U.
yeah.
So
Well,
we
that's
just
good.
watched If. Do you know If? You won't know
If
it because you don't have young kids.
no.
If it's about, it's actually really sad. It's with
Oh,
Ryan Reynolds. It's about a young girl whose mum dies and she has an imaginary friend and a whole group of
oh,
imaginary friends. And it's all
oh.
about children's imaginary friends being real things.
And Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds is
So
in it.
yeah,
Oh, I
he's one of the
love
imaginary
it.
friends. It's
I'd I'd have him
a
for an imaginary
tearjerker.
friend. I'd have no problem with him being my imaginary friend.
Um, yeah, the kid had good taste.
I love it. Okay, so movie. What are you doing? What besides your yoga? What else do you love?
So I love cooking. I
Oh my.
love cooking. Yes.
Okay, I cannot cook.
Oh,
No, my
really?
kids are like, "Oh, mom's
Oh.
cooking. We need to go out to dinner somewhere." I'm the worst. I don't know if I'm the worst or I just like never liked it or like my ex-husband told me I
Mm,
sucked at it. So I'm like, screw you. I'm not going to do it.
mm,
It's kind of how it was. So
yeah.
you love cooking. Do you watch the
Oh,
cooking
I
shows? Because
love
I watch all
cooking.
of them.
Well, I'm a bit obsessed with them. I have stints of veganism, you see. So I tend to watch all the stuff on Netflix,
Oh,
and then
me too.
I got that Raduca Shetty's latest book, Jay Shetty's
Yes, yes,
wife,
yes.
because
Oh, I
she
didn't
does
realize
that.
that okay.
So that's yeah, they're married, so she does Ayurvedic cooking, and
Oh,
that's obviously ties in with yoga. And I went for an Ayurvedic massage, and I did a day-long Ayurvedic massage course, so I learned
oh,
how to do it. And I was like, I need to get into this way of living. So
okay. I'm
I
coming
bought
to
her.
your retreat. If you do a
Yeah.
retreat, please. Because if you have all this going on, it sounds amazing. It does. It sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
So I
And
go through fits and spurts, and then I'll just cook from that religiously, and I always post it on my socials.
I love it.
And then I'm like, oh, I feel like I might need to eat some steak.
I know I am vegetarian too. I'm not vegan, but I haven't eaten. And the other day I'm like, I need a hamburger. I just need a
Mm,
hamburger. I'm like, I don't know if that's okay, but I'm
mm.
gonna have a hamburger. Wait, I have one more question.
Um,
You also are a
yeah,
coach. People can find you and actually
yeah,
hire you to coach all kinds
yeah,
of things
yeah,
and that
yeah,
on your
that's right.
website.
Yeah, hellohollycoaching.com. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm going to, I think I'm going to mainly focus on promoting the alcohol-free coaching
Yep.
because it just ties in with where I'm at in my life. But obviously, I did recruitment for 15 years, so I have had a couple of clients who I've helped coach them with their careers, and they've been successful and got new jobs, so that's good.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, Holly, it was
yeah,
so nice meeting you. And I was so
yeah.
glad you're here as
Good
my
to meet
first, as
you.
my guest back. it's like very,
Welcome
yay.
back.
Thank you. It's very surreal. I'm like, okay, let's do this again. It's been 7 years, 400
Yeah.
episodes, which is insane
Wow.
to me. Insane. But
Amazing.
I know I missed my listeners. I missed it. You just miss it. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
But we're going
Yeah.
to put everything, how we can find you in the show notes. It's all going to be there so people can find you. Um, Holly Walsh, you're awesome. And I'm proud of you. I think what you're doing is
Thank
amazing.
you.
And
Thank
I
you.
don't know. All the feels. I make you
Thank you
laugh.
so much.
All
I
the
love you
feels,
too.
all the
You're
feels.
amazing.
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, so listen, everybody, do me a favor, follow Holly. That's first of all. I have to do a little business before we go. Check out my video courses on my website. They're new. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, just follow me. I feel like nobody follows me anymore. They just want to like voyeur and like watch and hang out, but no one like. So push the follow button, y'all. Everybody push the follow button for Holly too. Go follow Holly. And that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll be back. I'm here. I'll be back. And I always say this before I leave: peace, love, and so much truth. That's what I say. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye now.
Okay, bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.